Greetings and welcome to another edition of Thoughtful Thursdays. I'm Royce Nazaire, and I am here to help you shift the paradigm of your perspective. Because there are always so many different ways that you can see something. You can see it from a higher frequency or a lower frequency, and that will determine your experience because you are the bridge. And each week for Thoughtful Thursdays, we take a look at a nugget of wisdom that is so simple yet so profound that it helps us to shift the kaleidoscope of our perspective and see some deeper meaning that helps us get to next levels in life. And this week's Hold That Thought is, what would life be like if you lived with your love? And I know a lot of you would immediately think that your love was another person, a third party, a person, place, thing, animal. But no, that's not what I'm speaking about here. I'm speaking about self-love because in this journey of life, as we travel along it, for the most profound discoveries, in order for us to have and experience those transformative experiences, come out of self-love. And it's a self-love that doesn't require anyone else's permission and or agreement. Nobody has to give you that green light because you are operating from a space of authentic self and self-love. And just imagine, what heights would you reach? What barriers not even be barriers anymore? And if you lived with your own self-love, and every time I think about living with my love, I get these tingles that run through me and automatically feel uplifted as I feel my own love coursing through my body that's empowering me and just giving me that energy to spiral higher. And it's about us being present in the moment, being present with ourselves and honoring our unique self, our abilities, our qualities, our perspectives, and how they make us uniquely who we are. And within that, we know our strengths, our weaknesses. We're not hiding anything in the shadow. In fact, we're shining light on those shadows and asking it to integrate within us, to join us for a whole experience in life. So we're looking at all of those things that we might call polarities. We're looking at the joys and the sorrows and triumphs and failures, and then loving ourselves unconditionally throughout the whole thing, throughout it all. And in doing that, we're honoring our self-worth and recognize that we are indeed worthy of our own love. And not in a romantic sense, although you can be in love with yourself romantically. It's about respecting and being kind to yourself, honoring yourself. And we spread that self-love through the ultimate selfies, the most loving selfies, because self-love is the best love. It's self-awareness, self-acceptance, self-care, self-compassion, and communicating with ourselves, it's self-forgiveness and self-growth. And just to delve into this a little more, starting with self-awareness, because self-awareness is the foundation of any change, inner change. We have to be aware. And that awareness allows us to delve deeper and begin to form a sense of self-acceptance and accepting ourselves just as we are. Again, embrace the polarities, the weaknesses, the strengths, the perceived flaws, And that will see where we have, allow us to see where we have needs for self-care so that we can prioritize our mental, physical, and emotional well-being and actually engage in those activities that make us feel good, that make us feel happy, and want to take those next steps in life because everything feels like a green light. And then we'll have self-compassion for when we are going through those tough times and we don't feel our best selves. We can be kind to ourselves. And part of that is having an open communication and dialogue with ourselves while letting that inner critic know that I understand you're here to keep me safe and to survive, yet I'm going to make the best decision for myself to allow me to thrive. And in that, we can also extend self-forgiveness for when we have perceived mistakes, for when we don't see the path that we think would be most beneficial. Again, it all builds to a life experience, our life experience, and there's really no right or wrong. There's just what we would prefer to feel and perceive in our experiences. And with all of that knowing comes self-growth. And self-growth helps us move to the next level of life experience. So some things that would enhance self-love, that would help us get to that next level of inner alignment with ourselves, we can start with a daily affirmation. Start each day right in front of that mirror. No matter what you think you look like early in the morning, you are a beautiful being. And then you can say out loud any positive affirmation about yourself. For example, I am a loving and kind being. Um, I honor myself enough today to have the best day that I could possibly have. And then from there, to go into a few minutes of mindfulness, whether it's meditation and or doing some deep breathings or just sitting quietly to reflect and do some introspection and think about what you think, right? Think about your thoughts and your feelings. And within that day, it's also helpful to fit in even a tiny self-care ritual. So whether that's a relaxing bath or a shower, just a couple of moments where you sit in a space that makes you feel warm and safe and set your intentions, or it's sitting down to have a healthy meal. And even beyond that, sitting down to make yourself a healthy meal or anything that might make you feel loved and cared for. Next, why not journal? Because journaling takes that energy of a thought to the next level of manifestation out into the universe. And so now you've written it down on paper, and it's so helpful to attract more loving energy towards yourself when you can actually list things that you're grateful for about yourself, right? Like I am grateful for the way that I love other people and how I care for other people and am a giver versus someone who's out there looking to receive. And that's just part of who I am based on my life experience. So that is one thing I would write in my gratitude journal today. And then take the next step as you go out into your day. Be love in action and commit to doing everything that you do with love, even the things that you want to do, infuse them with your love and watch how that mundane task or that unwanted task transforms itself into the next level. So in all, our goal here is to illuminate our light and shine that radiant light out into the world through your love. And let your love bless you, bless your day, and bless your life. If you want to know more about me, start with one of my books. Start with a short one. Get Everyday Emotional Vocabulary. It's available on Amazon and on my website, ricetheauthor.com. There's also a link in the caption to where you can get it. And if you like what you heard, share, follow, like me on social media at Think Be Well Now. I'm also on LinkedIn at Think Be Well Now. And you can find out more about the work that I do on my website, ricetheauthor.com. I'm a coach. I do consulting. I have a couple of journaling books out, and I'm active on Instagram and TikTok. So check me out on social media. And until next Thursday, hold that thought. Bye for now. Say it, I'm sorry. Bye for now.